Good morning, everyone. Welcome to once again my favorite neighborhood cafe, O Bagels. I just finished up my bagel actually. Like here 15 minutes earlier, and I still have one big cup of coffee to go through. A very good morning to everyone. You may be wondering oh, why I look and dress strange today. Actually, it's been since yesterday I've been dressing up like this. Wow, share with you guys in a moment. It's a very rainy morning here in New York. It's all raining, people are carrying umbrellas. The iconic American school bus. It's a rainy and very warm day. It's 30 degrees Celsius, so it's gonna feel like sauna later on. And 좋은 아침이에요. 좋은 아침, Elijah. Oh, this table is very shaky. Everybody's speaking Korean here. Why? Because I live in the Flushing's Korean town where pretty much everybody's Korean or Chinese Korean. So in this area, you get by as long as you speak Korean language. Oh. When you go further down the road, you reach the Flushing's Chinatown area, which is more famous because of the proximity to the metro station. And that area, you can live all your life with just Mandarin. Without knowing a word of English, you'll get by. It's crazy. Elijah, New York is getting you stressed out. Yeah. Not just stressed out, I said I'm pretty much in distress. 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 You know the levels of stress? You come to a distress level. Like 2 days ago, I was really deep in distress because I just experienced that robbery thing firsthand. Today I'm more like stressed. I'm no longer that distressed. So yeah, getting better, getting better. But it's making me do a lot of adjustments to my life now. So what kind of adjust? The kind of, I made a few adjustments in order to better protect myself and my wife here in New York. Actually, I made like two big adjustments. One, it's instead of getting off at her usual station, I made her get off one station further down the road. So this station here is the College Point area, which is the high crime area of this area. So if she takes the bus just one more stop down, it's gonna be slightly further, but she will drop in the Flushing's Chinatown area. So if she drop the Chinatown area is a lot safer, and then we can take a detour around the bad neighborhood and then go back home. So a lot safer route, or takes a bit longer to walk, but hey, when you're walking hand in hand, doesn't feel that much longer. And second thing, you guys might actually I'm dressing in healthcare scrubs like my wife. My wife is a nurse. She goes around in healthcare scrubs. And I realized one thing, that New Yorkers, including the bad people, give an unreasonably, I can't call it unreasonable, but gives an extremely high level of respect to healthcare workers. So when they see people in scrubs, okay, these are called scrubs. They don't mess with them that much. So I reckon, no, here in New York, nobody gives a damn what you wear. Nobody gives a shit what you wear. Really, they don't. That's what, like, in fact, you should not wear too well. So the standard uniform here in New York right now is really just t-shirt and whatever pants. Just a t-shirt and pants. You go anywhere all the way down to downtown Manhattan, that's what they wear. Nothing fancy anymore. Since nobody gives a shit what you wear, why not wear something functional? This is functional. This is functional. It has a lot of pockets. And it keeps you out of trouble. To me, this is an armor. Why not? Why not wear this rather than whatever the t-shirt? This works better. So these are the two things that I've done over the past 2 days to rather than get all stressed out and helpless, I want to do something about it. And therefore, yeah, these two adjustments. I think these two adjustments really help me out a lot. In fact, I'm going around with a real umbrella right now, not my fake umbrella, if you know what I mean. Between the weapon and the armor, you only need one. So now that I'm wearing the armor, I reckon I don't need the weapon much. So, good morning, welcome. Hello, Albert. Wow, Albert watching from Hong Kong. Welcome, Elijah. That's progress. At least it's good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. At least trying to do something about it. That's important. Rather than sitting there getting all stressed out and just bitching about things. I never bitch about things. I always do something about it. I may bitch about it for one day, but I will always do something about it. You know. Elijah, cool. Lolo, what's up? Oh, you look like a Korean surgeon. They say I look like a dentist. My wife say I look like a dentist. Actually, I really enjoy wearing this because it's very comfortable. It's very airy. It's very well made, well constructed. 3 pockets, lots of pockets to contain all kinds of stuff, and you don't have to worry about what to wear when you go out anymore. Just wear scrubs. You know how to pick and choose what t-shirt, what to wear. Just solve the problem. Solve so many problems all at once. Solve what to wear. Solves your safety issues. Everything. I really love it. And yeah, welcome. And in case you guys are new to my channel, welcome. This is a live stream where every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. New York time, I not always here, but somewhere here in New York, I grab a coffee and then chit chat about my life here in New York or anywhere else in the world. For those of you who are new to my channel and wondering what I have to share, well, I spent 5 years of my adult life in Shanghai, 5 years in Beijing, 5 years in Korea, 2 years in Japan, 2 years in Turkey, and now here in New York. So I think I have quite a story to tell, especially so far in New York. I have a lot of stories to tell. In fact, like yesterday, I started wearing this. I started doing this armor thing, Oh, Elena, happy that you seem to be doing a bit better than the other day. Yeah. I was kind of worried you will live in New York City already. Oh, nah. See, when I don't have a choice, leaving. See, I think Elena, you're right. Like for me, whenever I run into a toxic situation, I turn around and walk away. When I meet toxic people, I just cancel them. When I get to a toxic country, like I did slightly over 2 years ago, I just leave. Okay? But when I don't get a choice to leave, like right now here in New York, I don't get a choice to leave anymore. I would try to do something about it rather than sit around and bitch about it, oh, good morning, Anthony. So since the last live stream 2 days ago, I actually did two very big changes. These two changes, I think, at least I don't know how I think it's very effective so far. Actually, I agree with you. Those two things that I changed in my life have been effective and really cut down on stress level a lot. I feel a lot better today than 2 days ago, to be honest. 2 days ago, I was really in distress level, a level of stress. But now I'm feeling a lot better. And Lolo, do you have any true friends in different countries? Actually, this is a topic I get a lot, right? Like, do you have friends? Actually, I'm very sad to say no. I almost never have friends. Like so-called true friends, and like what you're referring to. See, when you talk about true friends, you're referring to people like from your high school times, friends you've known for 10 years, 20 years, and you still sit around in kopitiam. I don't have that kind of friends. I changed countries so much. I don't know anyone for more than just a couple of years. And yeah, I almost have 0 friends here in New York. I don't have a community of friends. Why? Because I don't work. When you don't work, you automatically do not have a social community. What you excuse me. Actually, for most of you, right? when we talk about friends, right? There are usually one or two groups only, you know. Number one, your high school friends or your elementary school friends, but meaning friends from schooling days, long time ago. Or number two, your work friends. Usually these two. But of course in Korea, Koreans do not regard their work friends as friends either. Yeah, so work friends are like colleagues, and colleagues are different. But anyway, it's usually these two clubs. And for me, since number one, I travel around so much, I change countries so often. Okay, I don't have friends from a long time ago. All my friends are relatively new. And number two, and because I don't have I don't job, I don't work a job. Okay, I don't you know, I don't attend work in a certain place, and therefore I don't have like a community of people whom I would call a friend. So yeah, so it's actually, this is actually one of the sad things about being a true full-time independent trader, whether in forex or options or whatever. And in fact, anyone, I need digital nomad. Actually, if you think about it, I'm pretty much just a digital nomad, you know. And we all like that. Digital formats like my digital nomads like myself. We have friends like all over the world, you know. We have friends all over the world. I have friends in Turkey, in Japan, in Korea, in China, wow, everywhere. But you never have this thing what Lolo is talking about, true friends. Friends that go deep into your bone, you know. Friends that will stand up for each other, friends who know your history. Actually, you know, to me, right, the most significant thing about friends is this. Friends are carriers of your history, so that you do not live only in your own memory, but you live also in the memory of people who know you, and those are what you call friends. Actually, in the end of the day, I realized that you cherish people not for what they do for you, you know, but merely for them having been there and witnessed a certain part of your life and still witnessing them. So actually they are like a club server where you're uploading to them your history on a day-to-day basis. They carry your personal history, and that makes them valuable, either as friends or family. I think the most valuable thing between humans, and I think what they cherish most, and which they always call love. Yeah? They call it love, I love you, but actually they don't know actually what they're loving. You know? What people cherish most in other people, this thing they call love, is mostly the part of their own history carried by these people. And therefore, in the end of the day, right, all love is self-love. You guys know, hear this a lot, right? All love is self-love. Yes, you love them. Why? Because they carry a part of you. Essentially, you're loving yourself. You see what I mean? Lolo. In Singapore, literally no one is your true friend. Everyone wants to befriend you to use your skill. For me, I'm good at cyber economics. I find that anyone just want to use. Oh, okay, if you're talking about that level, Lolo, then it's the same everywhere else in the world. Welcome to the adult world, my friend. That, Lolo, what you describe is the adult world. Anywhere else in the world is the same. That's why I keep saying, no, there's only two classes of real friends. Number one, those from your schooling days, from long time ago, which you still go out to have a coffee or a beer with from time to time. And number two, in Korea, we don't regard this as friends, but your work friends. In Korea, we don't even regard work friends as friends because of this. So basically, welcome to the adult world, my friend. The adult world is a world where everybody's just trying to survive. And everybody wants to see who can help themselves survive better. Okay, that's the adult world. That's why, you know, as you grow older, the older you grow, you tend to cherish your school days friends even more and more, because those are the friends who never wanted anything from you. Oh, but you know, caveat. Some of the school friends become insurance agents and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, I got nothing against insurance agents. Okay, but see, they soon start to sell you stuff as well. So. Qing Jiahui, oh, are you still in a relationship? Welcome, Jiahui, welcome. Big honor. Of course, I'm still in a relationship. Honest, if I'm not in a relationship, I won't come to New York. New York is the last place on earth I would consider. Okay, not the last place on earth, the second last place on earth Some of you know the last place on earth I will consider, but this is the second last place on earth that I'll consider to move to, if not for my wife. I won't be here. I'm gonna tell you 100% I won't be here. I don't need the bullshit that has happened, that's happening around here. For those of you who are curious, what am I talking about? You know, what kind of bullshit here in New York? Just watch my last live stream where I tell you guys, I've been here for 3 weeks only, okay? Where I tell you guys, in 3 weeks, I've personally been through 3 crime scenes. Personally been through 3 crime scenes. And personally involved in 2 in just 3 weeks. In most countries, I can live in most countries for about 10 years and witness only 1 crime. You know? Of course, I haven't lived anywhere for 10 years, pretty much, right? So, but in 10 years of being in China, I only witnessed 1 theft in Beijing. I spent 5 years in Shanghai, never saw or witnessed anything bad. 5 years in Beijing where I witnessed a very skillful pickpocket. And I was watching because it was so skillful. It was an art, man. It was beautiful. But anyways, so in just 3 weeks here, I've been through 3 crimes, and 2 of which I was personally involved in. It was that bad here. Safety here has gone to shit after COVID. So this is, if not for my wife, this is the second last place on earth I would think of coming, honestly. Lolo, true what? Lolo, yeah, only some secondary school friends can still be your true friend. See, in the end of the day, mankind needs to learn to live with, you know, like, as you grow older, the role of friends actually becomes less and less important in your life. It becomes less of an issue. As you get older, you learn more and more to live with yourself. Eventually, you're gonna be alone, like eventually. If you don't die early, you're gonna die alone anyways. So, see, in the end of the day, we're all individual human beings, you know, destined to be alone. You gotta get used to that. Don't put, you know, friends are a good thing, right? But to me, like, friends are something of a luxury, not a necessity. You gotta have to think about it that way. Otherwise, you run into a lot of problems. Ilana, wow, friends are carriers of your history. You're so right. Yeah. Not just friends, are family, your loved ones. That's why the longer you're in a relationship, the more precious it becomes, because that person carries the part of the history that nobody else knew, or nobody else, you know about, or what, you know. That makes them precious. Albert, Singapore. Albert knows the last place on earth I will think about going to. Elena. Some of my best friends from university times live in New York City, actually. Oh, really? Oh, where are you watching from, Elena? And I love the way I feel around them, because they allow me to access parts of myself that otherwise I could not. Oh, yes. You know, like when you have really old friends, they feel like an extension of yourself. And therefore, honestly, in the end of the day, right, you love them because you love yourself, you know. You love the part of you that is now carried by them, really. Lolo. What? James Lee. The last place will be Singapore. 맞습니다, 친구들이야. 안타깝게도 제가 싱가포르 제일 안 가고 싶은데. 목포, 일레나. 오, 한국인이세요? 일레나? 전라남도. 그렇군요. 여기 사장님도 전라도 사람인데. The boss here is from Colorado as well. In case you guys don't know where this place is, this is Old Bagels in my favorite neighborhood cafe, and pretty much the only cafe in the neighborhood. that's what makes Old Bagel such an important place here in this neighborhood. There's no other place within walking distance you can go to for coffee and bagel. Elena, oh no, I'm from Texas. I already chatted with you once or twice before on YouTube a few months ago. Ah, I see. Oh, I think I remember now. So sorry, because after I don't have hard disk in here. I have a RAM. I have a RAM chip here. So I think fast, but I forget fast. So sorry. Oh yeah, now I remember. Ah. And I remember you mentioned that you don't want to invest the time in learning the language either, yeah? Yeah, I remember. I remember. Yeah, Korean language is really a beach to learn, that's for sure. Let's take a look at what's happening here in New York City. Welcome to a very rainy day here in New York. It's a rainy morning. 25, 26 degrees Celsius, expected to go up to 30 degrees Celsius or 85 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit today. Still very, very hot summer, very hot, and you know, after the rain, it becomes just a sauna. And you might be wondering why everybody on the street are Asians here, because why? In fact, you look at it, even the signboards here are in Korean and Chinese. Why? Because this is the area, this is the Flushing's Koreatown area, and further down the road, that's the Flushing's Chinatown area. This whole area, you can live your life just speaking Mandarin and or Korean, and you get by. And this is actually this cafe here is about 10 minutes walk from my home. Actually, this cafe here is actually smack in between Flushing's Koreatown and Flushing Koreatown and Flushing Chinatown. In the middle here is the Chosunjuk area, which is the Chinese Korean area. Yeah. So you know, like even here, the geographical, geopolitical situation in Asia is kind of mirrored here. China, Chosunjuk, Korea, you know, kind of thing. And yeah, this is Old Bagel. Old Bagels. What is Old Bagel? Well, bagels is my 100% most favorite food here in New York. And I think this is the most iconic food in New York. A lot of foreigners know New York for pizzas. Actually, New York is not that big for pizzas because you can get pizzas pretty much anywhere and everywhere, but only in New York you get New York water boiled bagels like this in its truest form, in the Jewish made tradition, only here in New York. So I regard this as the one true New York food, man. And you know, there's so many different kind of bagels, poppy and all that stuff. My favorite is everything. And then you can put all kinds of stuff in there. My favorite is sausage, ham, egg, cheese, lettuce, and pepper. Yeah, in the everything bagel, and of course with coffee. I just finished my bagel, by the way, because yeah, I started eating like 10-15 minutes before the live stream. And welcome. In case you guys are new to my live stream and you're wondering what the hell is this live stream all about, this live stream is I grab a coffee every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and just chit chat about anything, everything in life. Of course, lately the spotlight has been my life here in New York, because I just moved to New York here 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so yeah, it has been the spotlight. I have been sharing my struggles here. I've been sharing the good things and bad things, as it is. I'm not paid to say good things about anyone or anywhere. You know? This channel is for me to share my real life experience with with people who may not have the luxury to experience the same thing that I do. So yeah, so if you guys want to help out my live stream and help out my channel, you want to buy me my coffee of the day, you can go to the comment section and then click on the little S button where you can just drop me a tip, right? Welcome all my old friends. So for those of you who don't know, my live stream happens every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. New York time. Why Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? There's a reason for that. And why 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.? Also, there's a reason. What's the reason? See, I'm a option trader. So, if, if you have been following my live stream since my days in Istanbul, see, I pretty much do my live stream anytime throughout the day, you know. But here in America, actually, pretty much, it's I work market hours. So pretty much, I live a very regular life here, where work starts at 9, ends at 4. So I would have to get ready for work by 8, and therefore the only time I have to live stream is this time between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. Yeah, not even beyond 8 a.m. because I really need to get ready, you know, for the market. And then why Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Because Mondays are very busy. All traders are busiest on Monday morning because you have to prepare all your research for the whole week and determine your strategy for the whole week. So Monday mornings are extremely busy. I don't stream on Monday mornings. Friday morning, because it's a Friday, I want to give myself a long weekend, you know. I don't want to make this feel like a job, so I don't want to do anything on Fridays. So why not Saturday, Sunday? Why? Because I don't want to wake up early on Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday are the only time I can do my usual routine of sleeping till 10 a.m. or 12 noon. Because, you know, when I live in Asia or Europe, I never wake up before 10 a.m. man. I never. So waking up early in the morning is actually quite a huge challenge for me, you know. So I don't want to wake up early on weekends, so that's why I don't stream. So why not stream afternoons and weekends? Why? Because all my friends from Asia, which is like more than half of you, will be sleeping. What's the point? So you guys see how hard it is to do this. James, do Chosunjuk speak Mandarin? Oh yeah, Chosunjuk speaks perfect Mandarin and Korean. Yeah. So a lot of people, they Chosunjuk people in this area of New York, right? They have a huge advantage in terms of language. They really do go around, especially when they work jobs like estate agents, insurance agents, and stuff like that. They have a huge advantage around this area. Chinchahui. Is there more crime in the area with more Chinese and Korean? Actually, no. Actually, this area is one of the safest area in the whole of New York. In the whole of New York, the Flushing Koreatown, Chinatown, all the way down to Flushing Koreatown, this area is one of the safest. Okay, albeit I witnessed the car theft right in front of my house, but it wasn't violent. I ran into those thieves from Roosevelt Avenue in front of my house as well, but they weren't doing bad things. The burglary the mugging that I pretty much got involved in is not in this area. It's just further down. In a nutshell, I would still say that this area, which is the Flushing Chinatown all the way down to Flushing Koreatown, is still probably the safest area in the whole of New York. Why? Because Asia people, we don't screw around. We work hard. I mean, like, it's not to try to sound racist, you know, but this is I mean, I always tell you guys my honest observation. That's what I observe. That's what I observe. See, I don't see like Asian people just standing around the street doing nothing, making a nuisance of themselves. They're always rushing to work. They're always rushing to do something. You know, yeah. It's but my observation, my true and honest observation. I'm not trying to be biased against anything. I mean, I'm just here 3 weeks ago. Yeah, for 3 weeks I don't have enough time to form a bias. But what I observed gave me a very strong bias against certain things. Then I start to understand why certain things are the way it is here in New York. Why certain races get prejudiced so much. I saw it for myself. I saw why. If that's the way they behave, you cannot blame people for thinking that way. Unfortunately, they're gonna affect the good members of their cultural race as well. The good members will be painted in the bad because of all these bad actors. It's very unfortunate because I know plenty of good people from those races as well. You know, it's very unfortunate. But even as a new immigrant here in America, what I've observed around me led me to that same bias. You know, I'm not saying I'm racist. I'm just telling you guys what I observe. What I observe. That's all. That's all. See, that's all my live stream is about. You know? I don't talk about opinions about anything. I have no opinions about anything. I don't care about opinions. I only care about facts. What I see, what I observe. And I tell you as it is always. You know, actually my wife, right, she always tells me I need to be very careful what I talk about on my live stream with that. You know, but I tell her, you know, I tell her as it is. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I think my viewers come on my live stream to know about the real life of a person who is doing something in a certain who is living in a foreign country. You know, I think you guys come on to see how a not so typical Singaporean guy like me is doing in Istanbul, in Turkey, in New York. Yeah, and so it's all about the good and the bad. I'm not like a travel show where I go around looking like I'm always high and always happy. And when I'm happy, I'm happy. Like if you watch my live streams in Istanbul, I was almost every day happy because it's that good a place. It's that happy a place. I tell you as it is. I tell you as it is. And I think that's what you guys come here for. If I'm just an entertainer, I think I'll lose at least half of my viewers. Yes or no? I'm not an entertainer. I'm not a travel guide. You know. Lolo, how about New York cheesecake? Oh, New York cheesecake. See, New York is where cheesecake started. You guys know that? New York is where cheesecakes was first invented. We invented by Junior's, and I had Junior's cheesecake at the Junior's actual shop. Ew, I'm telling you, once you have Junior's cheesecake, right? There's no more cheesecake in other places in the world for me. No more. No other cheesecakes work after Junior's. To me, after Junior's, I've not had a other cheesecake. To me, other cheesecakes are not cheesecakes. Junior's cheesecake is really that good. In America, it's like 9 to 5. But for me, fortunately, because market closes at 4, right? So to me, it's 9 to 4. No. Low. Can you ask the owner if he owns any weapons to defend his shop? You know, just 2 months ago, his shop was robbed. Just 2 months ago, this shop was robbed. The whole register was taken off. Yeah. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if he's doing anything to protect himself. I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask this sort of thing. I don't want to know. Elena, I honestly don't know how I found your channel, but you're the only live chat I ever watched. Oh, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. I always enjoy hearing your philosophies on anything and everything. That's why I like my favorite bagel is the everything bagel. I am the everything bagel. Yeah, I really talk about everything and anything. Lolo, Limpeh is being transparent in the real world instead of the story world. Yeah. I tell the real world as it is. That's why I don't even tell about things I read on the news or what. I tell you guys about things that I've really been through. I don't talk about the crime here in New York from what I read on the news. I tell you guys the crime, what I have been through, what the ones that I'm involved in, you know. James Leach, what do you think caused crime to be that bad? Is it bad policing, immigration, or culture? What's your take? Interested to know. Oh, very good question. Actually, before I moved here to New York like 3 years ago officially, this official move in, yeah, I've been in and out of New York a lot over the past 4 years because of my wife. Yes, I've been going in and out, Easter visa, living 3 months to 7 months sometimes, yeah. And the last time I was here, it was just before, it was actually when the COVID lockdowns first started. And then I left. Went to Turkey where there's no lockdown, spent 2 good years. And then what I observed is New York pre-COVID and New York post-COVID feels so different. This time here in New York and the last time felt so different. I would say there's a crime spike. Actually, NBC News call it a New York crime spike. You know, I noticed there's a huge increase of crime post-COVID here in New York and indeed across America from some of my friends. And I can only speculate why. Number one, a lot of people lost their job during COVID. Okay, and sadly, during this period of time where they lost their jobs, it's also the period of time where marijuana becomes legalized. So everybody's taking a lot of marijuana at home. When you are depressed and you take some kind of substance, it adds on to the depression. Okay, and most people, a lot of people here don't even take the legal marijuana. They take the strong 75% illegal marijuana, which is pretty much a drug. That's why those muggers, those four persons I saw robbing the elderly guy the other day, they were all behaving high on drugs. Maybe they're on real drugs, who knows? But marijuana does the same. The heavy marijuana. So the thing is this. I think it's a combination of all these factors. Being too much on weed, losing your job, being depressed, being too much on weed, and also I think, see, policing, it's not about the policing, it's about the law. I would say the law is very lenient here towards petty crime. So lenient. You know that in places like Singapore, if you're caught shoplifting once, your whole life is pretty much gone. You can never get a job again. You can pretty much, you're branded, is in your permanent record. You can never live a proper life anymore, even if you shoplift once. But here in New York, you can do this petty crime. Basically, petty crime, any crime that doesn't involve hurting or killing people. Okay, you will get away with it just fine. So people, they will do it again and again. Nothing will happen. The law is that relaxed, that lenient. That's the problem. And therefore, because even the police knows that even if they catch these people, they're gonna let them go and they're gonna do it all over again anyways. So it comes to a point where the police don't bother to catch anymore. Like I shared the other day, I saw the mugging, and the police was just like 20 yards down the road, and they did nothing. They were just watching as well. Yeah, that's when I knew. At first I thought it's because the police here are not good. No, it's not about the police. It's the law that they serve. If the law is as strict as places like in Singapore, China law is very lax actually. In some parts of the world, yeah. Then I think people will think twice. The police will be able to do a lot more. The police would be able, like that theft, the violent theft that I got involved in on my first weekend here in New York. So the police came, and then the thief and his buddy, they were banging down the doors. It was turning violent. They were all amped up, and then at that moment, the police came. And you know what they do? The police just broke everybody apart. Everybody stand against the wall, shit like that. And he only said this, he only asked the shop owner, are you going to press charges? If not, I'm going to have to let them go. That's it, So and the thing for the shopkeepers is, even if you press charges, what? They can just pay back the thing that they stole and pretty much get away with it. So what? Nothing is gonna happen. Nothing. And so the police was saying, me and my cops, we drove here 100 miles per hour when there are murders to solve, when there are kidnappings to solve, and here I at your shop dealing with this. They said that. So what do you expect the police to do? The law they serve do not allow them to do much. They say, that's what the police said. You don't call the police just to scare away your thieves. We're not here to scare people for you. That's exactly what the police guy said. We're not here to scare people for you. Unless it's a real crime that we can bring charges and put people behind bars. Pretty much what he was saying is, don't bother us. And I can't blame them for that. I would think that way if I'm police as well here. Because there's no point. Why waste your time? Why waste your time catching a thief, a mugger, someone who will just get away with the law anyways? Why bother? Elijah, we like to see you happy. Yeah, I know you guys like to see me happy. I like to be happy, but I want to be authentic. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm not happy, I'm not happy. Okay? So you guys always see the real me, and I think authenticity is what you guys come here for. You guys did not come here just to see a happy face. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm not happy, I'm not happy. I show it to you, you know. And honestly, I'm not awesomely happy around you. You know. Elena, 2 words: Basque cheesecake. Oh, you know what? I like the velvet cheesecake most. The Junior's velvet cheesecake is gold standard, man. Gold standard. Princess Teddy, hi, welcome. Where are you watching from, Princess Teddy? Elena. My personal opinion is money and society, social safety pin, social safety net is, in my opinion, pretty much non-existent in USA. Yeah. So there is a combination of this factor, and right now, the economy is in a recession as well, and in recession, always crime spikes during recessions, always, and depression. Low, GG, inflation, man, recession's coming. No, recession is already here, it's not coming. Technically, we are already in the recession. See, whatever your government around the world is lying to you about how well things are going to be, it's not. Okay, we are already in a recession. Don't kid yourself. The earlier you come to terms with this, the earlier you prepare yourself for bad times is. Okay, don't just sit around and pray that this is not a recession. This is a recession. Just take it as it is. Lack of self-love leads to lots of bad choices. Especially here in New York, this is a very, very serious issue because most people here in New York are immigrants who are not here with their families, or who did not grow up here, who do not have a cultural connection with this place. And so that itself leads to a lot of problems. James Leach. Wow, that's crazy. Laws are so lax, no wonder. Yeah. No wonder the police won't do anything. But if the law is so lenient, then why are we the most incarcerated nation in the world? Because if you read there's been a spate of petty theft. Okay, people who just yesterday was someone who robbed a laundromat, tried to steal the register. And you know what happened during this kind of theft? There's one other guy who tried to rob a deli, okay, try to take the money. These are all petty theft. If they took money and police catch them, they just return the money and pretty much that's the end of story. Okay, nothing will happen to them. But you know what's the sad thing? The problem is this, Elena, that when they are caught by people on the scene who try to stop them, they turn violent and very often kill people. That's the problem. They are quite stupid people, by the way. Professional thieves would give up when they are caught. Like professional pickpockets, when you catch them, they just give up and walk away. But the thief here, they don't. When you get in their way, they pull a knife and they stab you, or they pull a hammer and they hammer you, and they turn from petty crime to felony. That's the problem. That's when the police will step in. When that guy turned violent, stabbed someone, yes, that's when the police will step in. So that's why US is the most incarcerated nation in the world. Like, I see petty theft turn violent all the time. They are very stupid people, right? They were very stupid. You just walk away and try somewhere else. And then you will always stay safe. You can keep doing it. But when you kill someone, when you injure someone, you earn nothing out of it, and you get into problems with the law. Why do it? Why? Stupidity. There's no other, I have no other explanation. That real professional thief, they know how to stay safe. They know how to stay on the right side of the law, and they know how to make an actual living out of stealing things, But the petty thieves here, they don't. They're not professionals. They have no long-term plan to be stealing, They're just stealing why? To buy pot. They're just stealing to buy the next pot. That's all they're doing. They don't care about what's next, Princess Teddy, hi from Singapore. Oh, welcome. This is Limpeh speaking from New York. Let's take a look at what the weather is like here in New York. This is 7:40 a.m. here in New York, and it's a rainy morning here in New York. This is the boss of O Bagels Cafe, and he proudly wears his cafe t-shirt. Look at O Bagel. In case you guys are wondering, what does O mean? Oh my god, O, No, it's actually a Korean surname. Oh, Oshi, Oshi. So when you guys say "Oh my God," you're saying the Korean is your god, no? Oh is my god. Oshi, the Shin, the Shin. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's a very, very rainy morning today. And it's going to be like 30 degrees Celsius. So today's weather is going to be some very close to Singaporean weather. Very close. Rainy, hot. And this is Obagos. I introduce this place so often. You guys should just rewatch for the introduction. Welcome, welcome. Welcome if you're new to my channel. Welcome. This is the live stream where every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I grab a coffee, show you guys something about New York. Right now it's New York. Before I started this live stream in Turkey, in Istanbul. Yeah? So now it's New York. I've been here only for 3 weeks so far. I share with you my life here, my authentic life, what I observe, what I've been through. Alright. So yeah, this is what this live stream is all about. It's about one typical Singaporean Lao uncle's journey around the world and what I experience, what I observe, and what I'm going through authentically. If it's good, I tell you it's good. If it's bad, I tell you it's bad. Okay, I don't sugarcoat, because no governments in the world pay me to say good things about the city. So I'm not obliged to do so. If you guys want to buy me my coffee of the day, you can do so by going to the comment section and clicking on the little S button. Alright, thanks a lot. Shishish! Namaste! Finally I caught you. Oh, finally! Welcome! Shishish from Barata. Shishish, I'm so happy now. Thanks for checking in. Oh, Shishish, it's one of my regulars back in Turkey. She was on almost every day back in Turkey. Right now, I have to change the timing on the live stream because right now I'm in New York and she's not been able to join me on my live stream. So yeah, so happy to see her again. And shish, Princess Teddy, wah, what? What wah? You know, guys, you guys cannot put wah and emoticon and all this and expect me to understand what you're trying to say, because by the time I come to your message, it's like a few minutes later. I don't know what you're responding to, so you have to like explain and write out in full sentences. Princess Teddy, wow, thanks for sharing. You're not Lao yet. Oh, guess how old I am? Guess how old I am, Princess Teddy. Anthony Nobles, totally amazing. What's totally amazing? See, you guys, you drop like 1-2 words like this, right? I don't know what you're trying to say, you know, because by the time I come to your message, it's quite a few minutes later. Princess Ted, scenery. But this is actually a typical neighborhood here in New York. This is the neighborhood of Flushing, which is right now, if you go that way, that's Flushing Chinatown, and if you go that way, that's Flushing Koreatown. This is in the middle of Chinatown, Koreatown, where the Chosunjuk people live, mainly the Chosunjuk people. Chosunjuk are Chinese Korean. So you see, the geopolitical layout here is the same as out in the world. China, then Chinese Korean, and then Korea. Very interesting. James Leach. That's what I find about Singaporeans, straight to the point, not beating around the bush. I don't know what Singaporeans are like anymore, but I'm like that. I don't know about other Singaporeans, to be honest. Princess Teddy 40? Oh no! No wonder you think I'm young. No, I'm not 40. I'm way more than 40. Shish, today is Raksha. Oh, Raksha Bandhan. You have a holiday. Nice. You know, I just met this Indian guy here. Very interesting guy. But you know, sadly, he doesn't speak any Hindi nor Tamil. So, but he speaks very good English, of course. Yeah, it was actually very fun talking to him just now here. Limpeh is lying. He's only 30. Yeah. Do you know like 5 years ago, when I was competing in Korea, you know, I play Vanguard card game, yeah, and I was competing in Korea in the Korean Nationals. I actually registered as 28 years old, and nobody doubted me. Nobody doubted me when I claimed to be 28 years old. Oh, suddenly no messages. Just, I still don't doubt that you're 20, 30. Yeah, but well, I personally don't think I ever age, but my wife does. She does think I age, so oh, whatever. I age, albeit very slowly. Yeah. Lolo, why your Singapore accent doesn't change even though you live in different countries? It's actually a very interesting thing because, see, the thing about us is that English is our first language, and this is the way we've learned to speak English all our life. It's very hard to change. I can change every other thing that I talk, every other way that I speak, but English, this has been the English I knew all my life. It's very hard to change. And I don't see any reason I should change. What's the reason to change? There's no reason. So if I change something, it has to be subconscious. Right? I think I do subconsciously change certain parts of the way I speak English as well. Actually, I know I do. But it's never something that I consciously do. I don't think it's a necessity. I don't think you need to change anything. At the end of the day, accent is not the okay, depending on what job you work. Sometimes the job that you work is a big deal, but most of the time it's not a big a deal, that big a deal. And here in America, every non-Asian guy will be shocked and surprised at how well I speak English. Yeah, almost no other Asian person, unless they grew up here, by the way, they don't speak English like this. Yeah. Hui. If people can understand you, there's no need to change. Exactly, there's no need to change. If people, so okay, which is see, that's the caveat there. If people can understand you, you gotta make sure people can understand you, which means you need to remove the lay la law me man, all that stuff. But to me, I have been speaking English without the law la lay me all that stuff for decades, so I'm very used to it. I'm very. In fact, right now, if I do the law thing, I have to deliberately insert them. Like I have to think about it and then consciously insert these things. It's not natural for me anymore. Like law, those stuff, those suffix things that Singaporeans use all the time. That's not natural to me anymore. I think that to me is the biggest change in my language over the past 20 years of living overseas. Because it all comes from having to make sure people can understand you, and people really don't understand you when you lay la law me in front of them. Looking more American here behind me. Just now it was all Korean old ladies speaking in Korean language. Now it's more other races speaking in English, feeling more like America. So guys, if you are new to my live stream, remember my live stream is every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. New York time. Why 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.? Because I have to go to work, right? So 7 a.m. 8 a.m. Do you talk to people in the cafe? Of course, I make a lot of friends here. Pretty much when I'm free, I sit down here and then I start talking to everybody. So the boss guy, he likes to talk about me a lot. And like the guy who just comes in and makes friends with everyone. And this is pretty much how I make friends anywhere else in the world. I go to a cafe, sit down and start talking to people, not just everywhere else in the world. Like I said, just now, before I started this live stream, I was chit-chatting with a Indian guy here just now, and we even decided to go for Indian food sometime together. James Leach, can your wife change work locations? Can you move to a safer city? Actually, we are planning to. Right now, she's looking for another place. Right now she's working in probably the best hospital in New York. So right now, to look for a better place than that is a challenge, but we're working on it. We're trying to get a better place, a better hospital to work in, and therefore move to another, probably a better neighborhood. I don't know. But like I said, like this is probably the safest neighborhood in New York right now. So anything else will probably move out of New York. I don't know is what my wife plans, because my wife has been here for 4 years. She has an entire community, entire established social network. She's very integrated here. She's not like me. Okay, you guys need to understand. Like we are not traditional couples. Traditional couples share the same life. Me and my wife, we never live the same life. She lived her own life. I live my own life. Her world is very different from my world. Her social integration, her circle here is very entrenched. She's not like me, She's not like me at all. She's not like me where she would just move somewhere, go uproot and do something else. To her, these are very hard things to do. To uproot 4 years of establishment to move somewhere is very hard to do, unless you have a very, very, very strong reason to do so. And so far, I don't see her have. I don't think she has that reason yet. She thinks it's not that safe, but she don't think it's that bad either. Yeah. She seems it's raining everywhere today. Oh, yeah, true. Lolo, your wife works as a doctor. No, she works as a nurse. A nurse makes more money here than a doctor, by the way. I think nurses make more money in Singapore than doctors as well. Through the COVID season. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Do you know that in Singapore they pay 60,000 just for referring a nurse to a hospital? So you can imagine how much the nurse themselves are making, huh? See, there's no lack of doctors in this world today. There's a huge lack of nurses. Nursing is such a great career. Like yesterday, I was hanging out with my wife and her friends. So our friends are all nurses, okay? And then one of the nurse friends, she's actually quite elderly, and she was actually a master's degree holder in some other discipline. And then over the past 4 years, she went to nursing school, became a registered nurse, and started working as a nurse because that's how well it pays. A master's degree in some other discipline, taking up nursing late in her life, about 40 years old. Okay. Because it's that good a career right now. Elena, definitely raining in Korea right now. Oh, Korea is very, very bad, especially in the Gangnam area. I keep saying not Gangnam, no, it's Gangne, if you understand Korean jokes. Lolo, nurse in US makes more than in Singapore, for sure. Nurse in US makes a stupid amount of money. That's all I can say is, nurses in US make so much, it's ridiculous. Elena, big lack of K-12 teachers in USA. Oh, but teaching is one of the worst career in US right now still. They're paid so little, and there's actual risk to life because there's so many school shootings, and you face so much political pressure and pressure from parents. It's not fun to be a teacher. Nobody wants to be a teacher. That kind of pay, nobody wants to be a teacher. James Leach, nurse is hard work. Yes, very hard work, by the way, very hard work. That's why I keep saying, my wife is my superhero. She's amazing. She put up with work and hardship that I don't think I can. It's incredible, especially when she was still working in Korea. Now, working as a nurse in Korea is way harder than working as a nurse here in US. You don't know that? In Korea, you work longer hours, you have almost no rest days, and you rotate shifts, so you never sleep on the same time, and you make only 1/3 the pay. Here in US, you work only 3 to 4 days a week, and you work fixed shift, and you make 3 times more. Yeah. Elena, exactly. Nursing hard work, I think. It's the same in Australia. Many Filipino nurses. Yeah. It's very hard work. Elena, I would never want to teach in USA. Yeah. I did teach 3 years at an amazing blind school in Austin. Excuse me. In Austin, That place is transformational for teacher and stuff. Yep. That kind of place you work that kind of schools for mission in life, yeah. But if you work the regular schools, like if you work in the community schools and colleges, it's definitely not worth it, in my opinion. Shit. Since they work so hard, it's good they're paid more. Yep. In most professions, hard work is not paid well, but only higher. Well, you see, that's the thing. See, it's not about the hard work. It's about the supply and demand. Why nurses are paid so much here? Because there's so few nurses. So few. Why the hard work are paid so little? Because there's so many of them doing that same hard work. It's not about the degree of the hard work, you know. It's about the scarcity of supply. There's just so few nurses in the world. So few. So very few people want to work this job. There is a huge lack of nurses here in New York right now. Huge lack. It's so big a lack. Like, if you're a nurse in any part of the world and you're a registered nurse, you immediately get a green card here in America to work as a nurse. Like immediately, boom, just like that. The easiest way. The easiest way to move to New York is to be a nurse. To be honest. In my area, there's a lot of nurses. A lot. So guys, yeah, that's 1 hour. I gotta stop here. I really appreciate all of you for coming on, all the new viewers, Miss Princess Teddy, and my returning viewer, Shish. Welcome back. And yeah, I have a very good weekend. Trumok 잘 보내시고, 주말 잘 보내세요. 다음에 또 뵙겠습니다. 다음 주 화요일에 뵙겠습니다. See you guys next Tuesday. 안녕.